Alright, everyone. Here we are seeing our IMDb database program. So now we're seeing here the top 5 monsters throughout the database. So we have ghost, slasher, zombie, vampire, and alien. These are just some keywords that we can find in the database, and here's their count per decade. It's their average count. So some trends we can see is, more movies are being made. There's some slasher excitement around 1980s. We get that because that's when the Halloween series started, and that was a big competition to make Jason movies and such. And they kind of drop off. Let's continue a little bit. We see cost. Something interesting right here is we see aliens at the top there, and that's because Men in Black was popular. I think some alien movies came out in the early 1990s, so that was a pretty big thing. Popularity, this is again explaining why slashers are jumping up and down, and same with aliens. And rating, so it's pretty cool to see that overall ghosts have a higher rating than other movies. So let's do the mash.
He did the monster mash.
So that's what it sounds like to do the mash. Let's take a data set here, and we're going to choose vampire, and then when you move the selector, your selection is stuck there, so I'll just flick it over, and now we can see vampires right here, and that's going to be in our data. So nothing was filmed yet, and when we scroll through the dates, we start seeing when the movies were made, how many were that year, the cost, the rating for that year, and their popularity. The most interesting thing I found for vampires, if we go to 1922, the popularity is at its max. That's because in 1922, Nosferatu, a famous classical vampire movie, was made in this year. If you want to see tabular data, you can go right here and see it. Let's get another thing to graph. Let's graph werewolves. That sounds interesting. Oops. Alright, so now I want to compare the amount of movies made and their cost. Well, I guess there's not really a cost for this one. It's too early. So let's compare this right here. We'll drag these two up there. And now you kind of see, they're pretty equal. So let's go to a further time in the years here. Alright, so in 2012, popularity seems that there were more werewolf supporters for little movies. That's actually pretty interesting. You can also see that again in tabular. Now, if I were to click vampire here, I would load the vampire data for where it's most likely it was made, like in USA, or what's the most common genre, or horror. We got it's rated R 46% of the time, and it's usually a movie. All their information is how many are made, the total cost spent on these movies, popularity here, and then the total ratings. Alright, and you can see who participated in the production of this program. And you can also remove your data sets if you would like to. Well, that was it, and we're going to leave you with that. Have a good day.
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must